Desire is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Desire that you believe is delicious. Desire that you doubt isn't so good. But desire will always be within you, whether you want to admit it or not, because you are perceptual beings and you are always sifting through contrast and coming to personal conclusions about what you want. And you've been doing it for a while. You were doing it even before you came into this physical body. So there is a momentum of desire within you that you can't squelch. You can hinder it, which is what negative emotion is, or you can encourage it, which is what positive emotion is. But desire cannot be squelched. The momentum of it, the trajectory of it is too long in motion. It's the reason that you've come. You came into this physical body with full intention of sifting and sorting through variety, or contrast is another descriptive word, in order to come to your personal preferences. So many of our physical friends, even though personal preferences are being born within you all day, every day, you've been practicing for a while patterns, habits of thought. That's what beliefs are, just thoughts you keep thinking, of squelching or hindering or trying to deny your own desires because a lot of reasons. Sometimes you think you're just not worthy. Sometimes you've been trained to believe that desire is a greedy thing that should not be encouraged, that your personal desires should be set aside and that the desires of others should come first, that you are here in service of others more than you are here for expansion of self. And often you hold beliefs that really run in a sort of cross-current pattern to what you really know. And when that happens, negative emotion is the experience that you have. When you think thoughts like, well, it's not right for me to enjoy myself, or it's not right for me to want to possess things, it's not right for me to want to gather things of a material nature, I should be more spiritual, I should be more unselfish. The reason that those thoughts never feel good to you is because they are in complete discord with who you really are and what you really intended when you came. And we are not suggesting that you came to be selfish in spite of others, that you came to gather unto yourself with an attitude of depriving others. It's not like that at all, because you understood as you came into this physical body that the desires that are born are fulfilled as they are born. It's not possible for anyone to come to a conclusion of something that is wanted without that desire coming into a vibrational formation right away. That's why when we say to you, when you ask, it is given, no more accurate words could ever be offered, because when life causes you to ask, it is given. But you are not happy with the form in which it is initially given, because it is given in a vibrational version that unless you're tuned to it, you don't realize it. Because as you ask and it is given, it is a vibrational reality that is immediately given, a pathway to full manifestation. But you have to be tuned to the frequency. You can't be in an attitude of doubt and receive something that you are asking for. You can't be discouraged and be in a place where you will be the vibrational translator of it. And that is irritating, we know, because you have lived in this physical world where you've been observing through your physical senses many things, and the things that you observe with your physical senses you call reality. So when we begin talking to you about the preliminary reality, which is a vibrational reality, you're not that excited about it. You say, wake me up when the reality gets here. Because I am accustomed, whether you say it out loud or not, most humans would say, I am accustomed to translating reality through my physical senses. In other words, I'm looking for experiences and conditions. I'm looking for things that I can hear and see and smell and taste and touch. And as I find those things, those conditions, then I have a response to those conditions. And we want to say, yes, you do, and it's a very conditional life that you are living. And when conditions are pleasing to you, you feel good. And when conditions are not pleasing to you, you don't feel good. And we encourage you to focus upon the best feeling conditions, because we want you to feel good, and we want you to perpetuate the vibration of what will attract good things to you. But there's another piece to this that most humans are missing altogether, and that is, if you could accept that you are vibrational beings first and foremost, if you could accept that you are an extension of source energy, and that only a part of you is here in this physical form, and that there's a larger non-physical part of you that you can sync up with anytime you choose to, that will give you a fuller, more delicious version of this life experience. And if you can accept that every time you sift contrast, you give birth to a rocket of desire, which is gathered in a vibrational reality. We've been calling it your vortex of creation. A vibrational reality, a vortex filled with the desires that you have personally and precisely and accurately set forth for yourself. And that, this is the part we most want you to remember and practice and experience. Once that vibrational reality exists, and it does, that you can, with much greater ease than you've been allowing, bring it from a vibrational reality, which you can sense, into a full realization where you then can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. Humans have been tripping over that movement from vibration into reality for a very long time. As you argue over your creationism, as you argue over the evolution of your planet, as you argue about where you came from or how you came to be. And we want you to understand that you were thought into being, as is everything that you experience thought into being. It's through the vibration, through the thought. Most humans don't think purposefully. But when you do, when you become a deliberate projector of your own thought, a deliberate thinker of your thoughts, a deliberate projector of your thought, because you care about the vibrational compatibility of the thought that you're thinking and the desires that you hold, then you are a deliberate creator, and then life is really fun, and then you are truly unlimited. And until then, you're creating by default. You're observing all over the place. You're offering vibrations all over the place. You got a mixed bag going on. Good stuff comes to you. Bad stuff comes to you. You feel out of control. And then you set out, as so many humans do, trying to cast the blame on why this happened. Why did this happen to me? It must be because of you or you or you or this or that. Mostly I think it is my mother's fault. But when you become a deliberate creator, when you accept these principles that we are laying out, and you test them through your own personal experience by deliberately finding a frequency and practicing it and holding it until the emotion within you about that subject feels good to you consistently. And then you begin to see the evidence of your vibrational stance moving steadily into your experience. Once you show yourself on any subject, and we encourage you to pick the easy ones first, once you prove to yourself on any subject that law of attraction is a powerful law, and that the vibration that you offer can be controlled by you and only by you, and that the things that come to you are coming in response to your patterns of vibration that you are emitting. And once you begin deliberately emitting those patterns, purposefully, deliberately, and you start then noticing the accurate, obvious, certain correlation between what you've been thinking and how you've been feeling and what's flowing into your experience, then you've got it. So we've been talking about this vortex, and some of you have been irritated with it. We wrote a whole book about it. Get into the vortex. We said, get into the vortex. And you listened and you were polite, but you were screaming inside your head, how do I get into the vortex? Because I want to get in there. I want to be there where all that I want is. I want to be a full realizer of it. And so then we found a way that is even easier for you to understand it, that your vortex exists. In other words, the vibrational version, the preliminary version of the money that you want, of the relationship that you want, of the relationships that you want, of the experiences that you want, of the lifestyle that you want, of the possessions that you want, of the beingness that you want. It exists. All of that exists in a vibrational version that you have carefully patterned. It's perfect for you. You created it. So how does that vibrational version translate into something that you can experience in the fullest sense? What causes it to manifest? What causes it to become the reality that is in the bank account rather than in the vortex? How do I get the money out of the vortex and in the bank? And we say, first by accepting that it's in the vortex, that you put it there. And next by understanding that you have to find a way to accomplish the frequency of the vortex and maintain it long enough that enough momentum can ensue to deliver it fully to you. Sandy and Esther were walking through the back hallways of the hotel, coming from Esther's suite down to play with you. And Sandy always marks the path. She goes ahead, finds it, even puts some little arrows on the wall because it's a little confusing in the belly of the well, you know. Lots of corridors and lots of places and lots of possibilities and lots of turns. It's a maze. Some hotels even more amazing than others back there. And so Sandy scouts the route and makes it clear for Esther, sort of like your emotions do for you. And then they came today to the doorway behind the curtain, and it was locked. Almost there, but can't get in. And Esther just smiled as Sandy began to run down the hallway. She was going to go get someone, and at that moment, two people walked up, and one of them had a key to the door. And Esther said, "Isn't it always that way? Isn't it always that way? There's always someone with a key to the door that you're standing at. Always, 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 always. But you've got to be in the frequency to see them, to allow them. Most important, to rendezvous with them." That could have been different. The door could have been open as it usually is. But how fun it was to come to a door that was locked and 30 seconds later have it opened by someone who just came around the corner. And that's the thing that we want you to understand. Sometimes you stand there and you can't see the open path that you think you need. But we promise you, there's someone right around the corner with the key to the path. You just have to chill out. You just have to not worry so much about it. You have to not be concerned about locked doors, because there are no doors that are truly locked to you. There's nothing that can get between you and what you want other than your habit of thought that just hasn't been opening the doors. But that can switch fast. So let's say that you're $100,000 in debt and you'd like to be $100,000 in an account that isn't already asked for. So that's like a $200,000 spread between where you are in reality, actuality, manifestedality, and where you want to be. It's not likely that that door is going to be unlocked today and that suddenly $200,000 difference is going to be your experience. But it is likely, it's completely probable, absolutely possible, it's certain that you can move from worry about money to not worrying in 5 minutes or less. It is possible that you can move from worry or fear to security in a few minutes. You can make that vibrational jump. And if we can convince you that a vibrational jump is what your work is, period, that law of attraction will bring all those with the keys. It's just the vibrational jump that you're looking for. The vibrational difference. An emotional countenance that is more like ease and flow and positive expectation and fun and exhilaration and expectation, rather than doubt and worry and fear and concern.